your forecast first. Sponsored by Natax Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you tonight. A little bit of snow had been flying around across some of our far northern counties tonight. Notice a lot of that is kind of fading away. Not expecting a whole lot here other than just the cold weather. Better chance of snow will exist in far northern Illinois as we go throughout tonight. Let's take a look at where we sit with the temperatures out there tonight. And readings are in the mid to upper teens. 13 in Springfield, 19 in Champaign. Look at these wind chills. Once again, we're below zero, as you can see in Springfield. When we go throughout the rest of tonight into tomorrow morning and you're stepping out the door, we're talking about the temperatures down into probably low to mid-teens with wind chills near zero, but it gets even colder. The weekend system has some of the coldest air we've seen in a few years. We'll talk about that when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
You've probably heard of Scott's Law or Move Over. What else one task force says drivers should do to keep others safe. Plus, a van was stolen from one gas station, but police are more concerned with what was inside it.
And we have a few days left until Valentine's Day, how it came early for some seniors.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
It involves a lot of people, and that's really the point, is to increase our roadway safety.
A group is looking at new ways to keep you safe on the streets, as well as people who put themselves in harm's way every day. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. A task force was created to enforce the Move Over Law, also known as Scott's Law. Their new proposals are especially important during this winter weather we're having. WCIA 3's Bryce Beeman joins us live in the newsroom. So, Bryce, what did this task force look at?
The Move Over Task Force recently delivered a report showing all of the crashes and violations of Scott's Law. They are proposing new ways to protect people, including law enforcement and emergency responders.
It's always a scary thing, especially if you're on the interstate when people are going 75, 80 miles an hour. You got to just be safe.
The Move Over Law, or Scott's Law, was formed to keep drivers safe. It requires people to change lanes when approaching stationary vehicles. This includes highway maintenance vehicles and vehicles that are stopped with flashing lights.
For us, it really strikes home because this isn't just a law that helps the Illinois State Police. It's not just a law that helps first responders. It's everybody on the roadway.
Recently, a Move Over Task Force delivered a report detailing ways to protect emergency responders and other people on the road. Some improvements include not only just moving over, but also for people to slow down and proceed with caution, as well as implementing new technology to reduce the amount of time troopers spend on the side of the road.
Yes, we are going to move forward with all of the recommendations, but at the end of the day, it still boils down to a choice that is being made by a motorist.
Not only is it not safe if drivers fail to follow the rules, but they can also get fined or even have their driver's license suspended.
For the accident, and then there'll be another accident caused by that. So if people can move over and slow down, it really helps out a lot.
The revisions stem from data that showed 46 Scott's Law crashes between 2019 and now. 5 involve state troopers. When it comes down to it, the law is there to protect lives.
If we are there, we're there to help someone, and it's probably your family or friend. And I'm there with my friends trying to help, and I have a family that I want to make it home to as well.
State Police also announced that new squad cars will have push bumpers to help remove traffic by obstructing the road. In the newsroom, I'm Bryce Beeman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Bryce, thank you. Here's a closer look at the numbers. There were 27 move-over violation crashes in 2019, 15 crashes last year. 4 of those involved injuries to troopers. And so far in 2021, there have been 4 crashes. 1 trooper has been hurt.
A teenager was ticketed for DUI after deputies say he crashed a car into Lake Paradise in Coles County. Dive teams responded after a car was found on its side halfway underwater, but no one was in the vehicle. The driver and passenger had left. Deputies say the driver, 19-year-old Connor Alvis, was later found and also ticketed for underage drinking. New at 10, Paxton police are investigating after 4 guns were stolen from a home late last month. They say the homeowner discovered the guns were missing January 28th. Tracks in the snow leading to the house. Police say they had heard earlier reports about a suspicious person in that area. If you have any information about this, you're asked to call Paxton Police.
St. Louis authorities believe suspects who stole a funeral van with a body inside may be in the Godfrey, Illinois area. That's about an hour and a half southwest of Springfield. Police say these two suspects stole the van from a gas station this morning. You see them there. That van was left running and unattended in the parking lot when they got in and drove off. The van is a 2012 Nissan with William C. Harris funeral decals on the side. Police are still searching for both the van and the body. The Macon County Sheriff's recount case is far from over. This case is between Jim Root and current Sheriff Tony Brown. In court today, the judge heard the rest of testimony from two witnesses. The two sides are scheduled to have a conference call at the beginning of next month. After that, both sides will submit their final written testimony to the judge. Then that judge will go through the arguments for every single contested ballot.
A business owner is now left to clean up after her restaurant in Shelbyville was damaged by a fire. Fire chief says the area surrounding Long Branch Grill was filled with 90 firefighters from 6 departments who worked to get those flames under control. The fire started in the kitchen and spread to the other floors of the building. The apartment above had to be evacuated. No one was hurt. An employee who's worked there for a decade says it's not only a loss for staff, but the whole Shelbyville community.
A lot of emotion. It's really sad. We've, with all of the customers, we've just really had a lot of really good customers over the years. It's just really devastating.
They're still working to figure out the exact cause of the fire. Also new tonight, a new urgent care is coming to Rantoul. OSF says the location at Broadmeadow Road will open by June. People will be able to get treatment for things like the cold, the flu, and sprains. They can also get physicals for sports. There will even be an X-ray and diagnostic laboratory to have first services as well.
February is supposed to be a peak month during flu season, but this year that season has been almost non-existent because of the pandemic. In fact, the Illinois Department of Public Health says they've seen hardly any cases at all compared to previous years. Take a look at what's on your screen right now. The red line on this graph that's at the bottom there, that's for this flu season. Much lower than other years, including last year's, which is in green, the highest there. Hand washing and self-isolation have always been recommended to help keep the flu from spreading, but they're now second nature during this pandemic. The U of I's saliva-based COVID-19 test could soon be available to Champaign-Urbana government employees, first responders, and educators. The plan is still in the early stages, and city leaders say there are several obstacles, like the costs. Those tests are expected to cost between $10 and $20, but they say they hope to see this method of testing available to every person in the community as soon as possible.
And here's a look at today's COVID numbers statewide. The positivity rate now down to 3.9%. Hasn't been that low since early October. More than 2,800 new cases were announced, but 102 more people have died. As for vaccination rates, more than 1.5 million vaccines have been administered. The 7-day rolling average is 56,000 shots daily. Close to 3% of the state's population is now fully vaccinated. Governor Pritzker says the state is setting new records in its vaccine rollout. Yesterday, the governor announced the expansion of Phase 1B eligibility. It starts February 25th. The expansion includes people who have comorbidities and underlying conditions as defined by the CDC. Illinois will also prioritize people with disabilities.
We have a long way to go, there's no doubt, to get everyone vaccinated, but that's something that everyone in Illinois should know, that things are really moving in a very, very positive direction.
The total number of COVID cases in Illinois now stands at nearly 1.1 million since the pandemic began. Almost 20,000 people have died.
The Fisher Theater in Danville is being used as a vaccination site. This started today. Up to 600 people can be vaccinated there daily. We spoke to a social worker who got his second dose.
Feels good. I was a little on edge at first, but after I did some research and looked at it, I was like, you know what, this is something that's been around for a while. They've done research on it, so I was like, I'll go ahead and get it. I did it for my family and the patients that I work with.
Starting tomorrow, anyone who's eligible will be able to sign up using the department's website. Dozens of new vaccine sites are coming to Illinois. This comes, of course, as many more people will soon become eligible. We just told you the governor announced the expansion of Phase 1B. Some are worried that it's going to be more difficult for seniors or frontline workers to get their shots now. But many others are hopeful as more people do get vaccinated, the sooner this pandemic comes to an end.
That's wonderful. I think the more that are vaccinated, the better. We all need to be vaccinated so we can move forward and get over this and get, on with our lives.
The new vaccine sites include some hospitals and pharmacies in central Illinois. We have a full list of those on WCIA.com.
It's a few days early for Valentine's Day, of course, but hundreds of seniors in Effingham already received a Valentine this past week. Kyla Pals is the owner at Party Works in Effingham. She wanted to spread some joy, so she started a campaign called Adopt a Grandparent, Send a Smile. You could buy a balloon buddy for $10. 275 grandparents were adopted. Over 4,500 strings were tied, and those balloons were sent to every single assisted living and rehab center in Effingham.
First responders helped keep us safe. How some took care of them today.
Plus, Illini fans back in the stands. Why, it could be a while.
Kevin, this weather hurts. Doesn't feel good.
Yeah?
Slaps you in the face when you walk outside.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. If that's what's happening today, I don't know what it's going to do on Sunday. What's that going to be? Just punch you in the face?
Throw you off.
Throw you off the bill. Yeah, there you
Throw
go.
you to the ground.
Yeah, I think so, because that's the kind of cold heading our way. Because, yeah, hey, the 20s today, not bad, right? Okay, when we come back, snow coming back. The worst of the cold is still to come. We'll share it with you coming up.